What's up YouTube? It's Honey Bear here for another guide, this time about skeleton fighting. This is a way that lets you fight with a budget setup. So for you free-to-play budget players, this video is for you. So what is a skeleton castle? This is basically what I just call fighting with an empty castle. You literally just take all your troops, camp them out somewhere. Depending on the situation, you can hide them in flags or you just keep them marching around. But the idea is you have not a single troop in your castle. That way, if you ever get attacked, nothing happens to you. When you're actually fighting, you're just doing free march and you just do 1 or 2 marches at a time. You have like your main march that you're gonna kind of just attack with. And then you have your secondary march, which is kind of like a backup just in case, you know, people are hounding on your main march. You have like a second one you can use just in case you need it. And again, this is a good way for budget or lower stat players to play, and it's what I personally do. So I actually streamed doing this during the last Cross Kingdom War, and so I'm actually going to show you guys like a trimmed down version of that. During that stream, I was kind of explaining what I was doing and how I do this, you know, empty castle skeleton fighting strategy. While I was playing, I didn't cover everything, and there's a couple things I didn't quite do right. So after the video, I'll actually kind of explain what I missed during that stream. So a couple things just so you know about this video. I mean, it's heavily edited. It was an hour long. I chopped it down to 20 minutes. So things are gonna seem a little faster than they normally do. Usually I attack with the 1 minute default march, but when you're watching it, I'll probably land hits in way less than a minute. That's just because of the editing. I use speed ups a lot, and just so you have an idea of how many speed ups I used about 50% speed ups to hit 3 different hives. Another thing I didn't realize while I was streaming is that my webcam covers the free march area. And there's a couple times I show you how you can like drag marches around and stuff like that. And since you couldn't really see it that well during the stream, I'm just gonna quickly show you how you actually do the free march controls. So first of all, if you don't know what free march is, you're probably used to seeing these kind of green boxes over here for your marches. And when you click and drag, nothing really happens. So to turn on free march, you hit this plus sign in the bottom right, go to march settings, change it from classic to free, and skip the tutorial because I'm just going to show you how to use it right now. And then instead of those green boxes, you'll see these like portraits here. And now what you can do is, let's say I have a march I'm going to send out here. You'll see your lord in the march is the portrait. And then you can control the marches in 1 of 2 ways. One is you can click on and like highlight the march like this, and you can kind of follow along. If you want, you could speed up. If you want to throw an emote on it, if you want to send it back, you can. Otherwise, if you want to redirect it, you can just click on your march and then just drag it somewhere. That's one way you can do it. But then if you're off screen somewhere, like let's say I want to like go all the way over to this upper left corner in the map, instead of clicking and dragging the march like I did before, what you want to do is just take the portrait over here on the left, click and drag that, and then you can move the march that way. So I'll be doing that a lot in the video, and my webcam's covering this portion, so I just want to make sure I showed you how to do that part so there wasn't any confusion. Alright guys, with that said, let's go into the video. I have basically 8 minutes to plan and figure out what targets we want to do here. So there's a good chance all the hives are burned, but let's just check them all out. So 5 million. Yeah, there's some little fivers. There's an 80. I kind of feel like going here would be good because there's at least a couple decent targets. But I'll favorite all the like hives. I don't see one, so I'm just gonna do the gold center here, whatever. So this will be sexy hive. See if there's anything left at this one. Check some of these that are on fire. Yeah, 2 million. Looks like people didn't fully empty them. They just did a single hit, which is efficient. This could be an option. So this will be million. Here's all the 48s. Did I look here yet? Okay, this is Rise, I guess. Dark Lord cleaning it up. See if there's any scraps. Okay, there's some scraps. Okay, 3 minutes. I think I might have found all the main hives. There's usually not too many. A few active hives and a bunch of dead ones, you know. So the minute left. The only other thing that'd be good to know is where the outside hives might be. I want to find the ones for those same alliances. So the colors were purple. So let's look at purple. Yeah, but no one's there. Last color I'll look at is light blue. Where is the fort? Okay, here's some. See, this is why you look, man. Look at that. Got a 57 million one chilling out here. So this will be go outside. Go outside. Ah, get it? Okay. This might be where I go first, man. Look at these. Yes. Okay, I might hit these first. So that means I need to go to like this corner. So let's do it, man. Can hop over there. All right, so we got 4 places to go. I'm gonna do go outside first because I think that's freaking funny. First of all, it's just funny name, but then second, there's 2 60 million ones there, which is gonna be way better than just getting like, you know, a couple 3 million here and there. So now we're gonna port over. Let's see where it put me. That's not bad, but I'm still gonna go up here. As soon as you get to the other kingdom, you'll be shielded for a couple minutes, so you want to take advantage of that. Immediately, what we're gonna do is camp out our marches. Now, if you haven't already, it's a good idea to use these Legion size buffs. 50% is better. I just happen to have these 20s. They're not cheap. But what's nice about it is you can dump all your troops out with less marches. So that's why we're going to be using it. So I'm going to do my main PvP march, which is a little bigger than normal. And then we'll just kind of scroll the screen over a bit. And then I'm going to have my second march, I think, a little more center. It doesn't matter all that much, honestly. The main thing is you just got to empty out your troops is like kind of the main thing. So second march is going to be parked here. Now all these other marches are literally just to keep your castle empty. That way if someone attacks you, you take no troop losses. So it doesn't matter where those go. So I'm just going to send them out to the middle of nowhere. Looks like I just have one more march. Just make sure you put heroes in it. That way you can have a bunch of soldiers. So yeah, my extra march will just be like out there. Once you get those going, then what you want to do is pick all your targets. Now I kind of did that before this section. I just added, you know, all the hives that I want to hit to my favorites list. So I actually want to go to this extra hive here that has people that like are not participating, but they're not shielded. So I'm actually just gonna I'm gonna send my march just slightly outside of that. And the reason you want to do that is because if someone catches you while you're speeding, they can actually go to where your march is going to end up and kick your ass. You want to make sure that you're sending your march like outside of the hive, like just not very visible. I think a minute's fast enough. But we're going to be located here outside the hive. And then I'm just going to start smacking these people around. I'll go ahead and do a Legion attack buff as well. 4 hours is plenty. I only need it for 2. I don't know how many of these guys are actually active, like, but this guy's sending his troops. No, he's collecting, so he's probably not there. I think I'm gonna make my march go a little closer because I just don't want to send off any alarms. So I'll probably go like here, and then once I start attacking is when I'll start scouting. I could speed it up more and someone could catch me. I wanted to go here though because the other hives I think are just gonna have smaller targets because dark hit most of them already. I'm basically just gonna go for the one that I know has like at least 260 million people. If I check more of these, I mean there's 10, 40. I mean if these people aren't here and they don't like shield in time, this is gonna be freaking juicy, man. Now I do need to be careful of garrisons. So once I start attacking, I'll start scouting. And I have a bunch of marches to scout with. And then the other thing too is when you attack, you always want to attack first and then scout, because if they warp, then you still get the hit. If they shield, you're screwed. But you don't want to scout and get them to potentially warp before you attack, so you always attack first. Okay, I'll just go ahead and do this. Okay, let's scout this boy. Let's scout a couple of these. We got this guy's chilling here. So it's possible he's garrisoning these people. Because he's here, I'm gonna wait for the scouts, actually. Normally I wouldn't, but because there's a 1-star here, they gotta be freaking garrisoning, man. It's only 30 seconds. It seems a little too good to be true. Let's just put it that way. The fact that there's a bunch of 60 million castles here with no shield, and there just happens to be a freaking 1-star chilling here. So let's see. So, no garrison. No garrison. Yeah, let's freaking burn away, man. Okay, now who's the next 60 million person? We hit him. Scout this guy. Scout the rest of these. I think with that, I'll have scouted the whole hive. And as long as this guy doesn't wake up in garrison, it's just easy pickings. I lost 10,000. This guy lost way more. Okay, J.D. Barrow. Pretty sure I scouted him. That was my attack. No garrison. As indeed. No garrison. This should give me a good amount of points. You think just going on the outside will keep you safe? No. I mean, this is the lesson right here. You need to shield. Whether you're in the middle or in the outside, you need to shield. I'll have to see if I need to come back and double hit any of these. Oh. Is this just a collection returning, or? Okay, so someone woke up finally. And he's speeding his march back. So let's see if he garrisons. No? Oh, never mind. Daddy's helping me. I thought that guy was going back. It was freaking Russ hitting it. I was a little worried there for a second. I wasn't paying attention to the color. It would have been red if he was coming back, but it was freaking Russ going and speeding and hitting him. Also, it's just ballsy that he just sped his march right into it. I mean, when you have stats like Russ, you get to be like that. So, oh, let's see the report here. Oh my gosh. Oh, it freaking hurts, man. Damn, sick hit. So I think only T4 counts. So hitting these people below C23 isn't going to do anything other than make me feel good about myself. So here's the attacks. Damn, look at this one. Ouchie. Sorry, Dan. I'm not going to like prioritize them or anything. I think I'll just like work my way down. Oh. Okay. Who is attacking me? I'm assuming it's my castle. Yeah. So he's gonna get nothing from that. He's gonna free the lords. So yeah, he gets nothing from that. Other than the satisfaction of freeing some lords, I guess. But I'm gonna keep hitting them. This is pretty annoying to defend against. Essentially, the only way you can defend against it is reinforce. every single thing I go for, and then I can just move. Then you gotta reinforce that. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep making you reinforce crap. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take my second march and just do this same thing somewhere else. So it's very, very annoying to deal with. And so really the best thing to do when you see someone doing what I'm doing is just freaking ignore it, because it's like it's a waste of your effort. I think I might replenish my energy. That's the only downside, is you go through diamonds and energy like a good amount, but it's totally worth it, man. This guy's still sitting over there. Fuck your feelings. Well, fuck yo guys who didn't shield and are giving us points. I'm still learning how to play this game. I guess I gotta figure out which one I'm gonna go to. So, probably whichever one's closest to the top. So I'm thinking Rise. This will be the shortest travel. Once you finish burning the hive you're gonna burn, just take your march and you go to the next hive you want to go to. And again, you don't want to go in the hive or attack someone, because someone could potentially reinforce you. So what you want to do is go slightly outside. That way they don't really see you. And then speed this up. And these speed ups, if you didn't already know, you can get them on sale in the shop. So definitely pick them up whenever you see them. And I think about a minute's a pretty decent travel time. Let me go to my destination here. I guess we'll figure out who we would want to hit. I mean, that's 7 million, so I guess that's a good start. Now, it's possible that these people had collections out, and that's why their power is so high. Okay, this one's 30. So we'll start with Luca. But yeah, so once your march is there, get a little closer, go here. This is probably a good enough stopping spot, so yeah, we'll just park that. That way in a minute I can warp. And then that way I can scout a little easier. I'm gonna go out to this little island because it's kind of fun, you know, just go hang out on an island for a little bit. I'm just waiting on these timers and then I'll teleport here. That way I can scout just a little bit easier. Okay, and then we transfer. Okay, now you want to keep your marches moving so you don't have to worry about them. So, I'll move this one up here. And this one I'll just like move it here. Okay, so these are moving so you can't attack them. We're gonna hit this guy first, but let me go ahead and scout. 10 seconds, yeah. So yeah, and then the burning continues. So I'll just scout everybody, check for garrisons. We're only checking for garrisons. They're all T5, so or T4, so I don't have to worry about losing troops or anything. We're literally just looking for garrisons. I'll scout. Well, how much power does he have? Ooh, yeah. Well, then again, if it's only T4... Ooh. Yeah. We're gonna hit this guy. He doesn't have T5. He'll probably do some damage, but that's gonna be a lot of points. That's who I'm gonna hit next. And now I'm kind of watching for anyone to show up and reinforce. Not seeing that so far. Yeah, you gotta be careful with these 30s, because if they have T5, it's gonna do some damage. But if all they have is T4, then just freaking do it, man. Oh, he teleported. I think I still get the hit, though. Yes! Look at that hit. Oh, gotta share that one. That's freaking beautiful, man. Like when you catch a really big fish. Okay, so I think what I need to do is I need to look at troop power. Make sure that I'm not hitting like a dead castle. So let me look. So I'll probably hold off on the scouts because no one's paying attention to this hive. Oh. The Mesron hitting me again, man. Leave my empty castle alone, man. Come on. So most likely he's gonna start reinforcing. Keeping an eye on the background for any like red arrow. Okay, so here's the reinforcements. So yeah, that's what happens. So then I'm just gonna send. I'll just send it out here. Okay, and then this boy is gonna come into play. So now I'll go to one of my other hives I was gonna hit. So I guess I'll go here. So again, we're gonna go near it. And then we're gonna speed. And check our destination. A good one. Let's just hit that one. Now the only worry is that he's stationed. Let me scout him. Not garrisoned. And then I'll keep looking around and see if there's any bones to pick. It's not that like it's not a good idea to hit the 30s or whatever, but I think it's just the fact that it takes a minute for each one that you want to kind of make each hit matter. I'm literally hitting the bones over here, unfortunately. See if I can find anyone who's like 1 million. Here's 2 million. Let's actually switch to... Are they hitting my castle? Or are they hitting a march? Check. So they must be going to the destination of this march. Let's see. Yep. Little they know it's going to take 13 minutes. You have power a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna take this and just like send it off to the wilderness. I guess over here. Maybe this will tell me like reaching my open space. See, I'm not going here anymore, so this red should go away. That's a little unfortunate that that doesn't go away because now I don't actually know when I need to worry. I'm curious about my score. I'm just hoping I get somewhere in top 10. But let's see what we're working with here. Okay, I'm in the 10th right now, so a couple more points. Let me talk about my second march here for a second. So, I was talking to some people in the Alliance, and they did not know that you can get Capri at the elite level for 50 bucks. So it's basically the first pack. And this gives you 40% of your Lord stats. And so even though this is just my second march, I mean, look at how it just wrecks these T5. I mean, these guys have nothing. Let me find a better report. Okay, so like this, I mean, this guy didn't have a lot, but like if he had like a couple million or something, like I would still be able to shred just by getting Capri for 50 bucks, and that's not even maxed out. So that's a big help for Cross Kingdom, because if I only had the one march, Mesron would have locked me down. But the fact I have the second one that I can do shenanigans with means I can still be a freaking pain in the butt to these guys. Totally worth 50 bucks. One of the best $50 you can spend in this game, honestly. I mean, there's so many things that are a ripoff, but $50 to get 40% of your Lord stats and you can have a second T4 burner march is like a pretty good deal, actually. So yeah, that's why I get to keep going, because of him. Okay, I need to find my next hit here real quick. Ooh. Alright, this will put it to the test. So this guy's got 130 million. Let's check what that last one looked like. Let's see, look at that. Just 0 losses against nearly a million T4. Let's see how that hit looked. Oh, I mean, look at this. Okay, it's 162. But still, like, it's just so good. Oh, love it, man. Alright guys, hopefully that was helpful. So now I'm just gonna kind of cover a couple things that I missed during the original stream. The first is I didn't really talk about the hospital, and the reality is I kind of screwed up on the hospital too. The main first point is to know that when CKW is happening, you can revive your troops with 50% less holy water when the event's happening. As soon as Cross Kingdom War is announced, you just stop healing troops completely. As soon as you see that logo for Cross Kingdom War, just do not ever use any holy water whatsoever. Just let it just stack up. There's kind of 2 ways you can use it. One is you can revive troops as you need them during the event. And then the other thing that I really should have done is I should have set some kind of reminder, like an alarm or something, before that 3 hours is up, just to make sure you use all the holy water. The other thing I didn't really talk about is what happens when you run out of troops. So even as a T5 player, even though you could see I was just going and killing castle after castle, never having to replenish, you do slowly lose troops over time. And so you do need to know what is involved with replenishing troops, and you have a couple different options. But anytime you have to add troops to your march, you have to bring the march back to your castle. And you have to kind of time it carefully, because whenever you have your march in your castle, somebody could attack you. So you need to make sure you're at a point where no one's really paying attention to you. So once you have your march back and you need to add troops, there's kind of 2 ways you can do it. One is you can use holy water, revive some troops, and then just, send your march back out. That's probably going to be the most efficient way. Another way you can do it is if you have whatever your maximum shelter amount is sheltered, you can, take everything out of the shelter and then send your march out and then just re-shelter what's left. And then the final method you could do is you'll have those other marches you send out with your extra troops. You can essentially stop those marches, teleport out to one with your castle, bring that march back in, take those troops, send the march back out, and then continue. And then just the last thing, I was doing this as a T5, player, but it's actually completely possible to do this as a T4 player. You just have to put a little more care into what you're doing. So you have to be a little more selective about targets. You might want to avoid C30s and maybe stick to like C28 lower, just so that you don't take too many losses. The other thing is you'll just have to be replenishing more often because you're going to be taking more losses. And then another way you can reduce losses is to use a cavalry setup instead of an arch infantry setup. You'll be countering what the common build is, which will make it so you lose less troops. And that's it, I hope that's helpful to somebody. I wish I had known it the first time I did Cross Kingdom War. If you like this kind of content, let me know if you want more. I will work on it. Otherwise, enjoy the game and I'll see you next time.